It's one of those days when no one shows up, but we are here. If you have any questions, we are here to help. I'm Richard Smith with Calibre Home Inspections, an engineer-directed company, 25 plus years. And we are just sitting at home, uh, waiting for someone to show up to see if they have any questions. So, in lieu of that, we might change gears a little bit. Maybe wait one more minute, see if anybody pops in. But I've got a maintenance tips log that we can go over. It'd be a good thing to document over this time and just keep these maintenance calls going. Let's see. Last week we talked about the generator, making sure you have your generator working properly because we have cold weather coming in. If we have any ice storms or anything like that, then it'll be ready to go. And sump pump tests. Don't clean your gutters yet. I'd say a third of the leaves are still left up there. So closer to Christmas is when you clean, make sure you look around, make sure they're all down, and then clean the gutters. I like to do it just once a year, if in fact I don't have tops on them. So it might be a good time to service your heating and air unit, especially for the heat, making sure the heating coils are clean and everything is good to go for the winter. Now, what I want to focus on today a little bit is your chimney sweep. If you do burn wood in your fireplace, it's a good time to actually get your chimney cleaned. I don't clean mine every year, but right before you start burning wood is a good time to at least check it. You can look up there, turn your head sideways, make sure the flue is open. Now you may have to crawl in a little bit, get a flashlight up there, and you can see the creosote on the side of the chimney flue. And if you do see creosote on there, depending, you're going to see a little bit if you haven't done anything in the past year or two. And a little bit is one thing, but if it really looks chunky, it looks like there's flakes hanging off, then it might be a good idea to have a chimney sweep. If you just look up there, it's a type 1 inspection, and that is just a visual inspection from either the top or the bottom of the chimney. A type 2 should be done by certified chimney sweep, and there are designations. Here in Georgia, there's not many of them out there just because it's not a big wood burning state compared to up north. But you should get consider getting chimney cleaning. If you have an old masonry fireplace and you have terracotta flue going up, then those are a little bit more susceptible to cracking over time. The freezing and the wet weather and the change in temperatures, you might get some cracking in there, and then that's where it becomes at risk. Any chimneys over probably 30 years, I would have type 2 inspection at least every other year. That is where they get a scope and they run it up the chimney flue with a camera, and they can show you the cracks. And you can, any cracks, sure, I'm going to defer that to a chimney sweep to say whether it needs to be fixed or not. The fix is, in lieu of rebuilding the chimney, the fix is putting a liner in the chimney. They just kind of roll something out in there, and then you blow it out, fill it up with air, and it just fills like that. Then they change the temperature and they'll create a chemical reaction in there, and it just kind of seals up the outside so you don't have any cracks. And it may even be flexible. It's new technology over the years. So, that's your chimney sweep, chimney flue, chimney cleaning, chimney inspection. Uh, my family right now, it's getting close to Thanksgiving, and my family is actually trying to get me out there to start that first fire. And I said, yeah, well, maybe I have to gather some wood onto the front porch. Uh, so we're looking forward to that. I'm just going to give it probably a type 1 inspection this year. Stick my head up there and make sure you'll open your flue. And if you have a lot of dust and soot drop out, well, then you need to at least give it a good look. And then there are companies out there. I have some companies that I've used that I put on my contractor referral list on my website. So feel free to use those guys. We've used them. We don't background check them. We can't guarantee anything, but we've used them. We're happy with them. So we want to say thanks to them. So we put them on our list, and hopefully they get more business. They stay busy so I can use them again when I need them and they don't go out of business. So that is, we have a few more things for the fall, and just wanted to touch base with that and uh, make sure you have a good chimney sweep. If you only burn gas, probably don't need to clean it. Definitely stay away. If you're burning wood, stay away from pine. That creates a little bit more ceacrol and tar. It off gases more and creates a buildup on your chimney flue. So, reaching out for questions. Hopefully people have questions. We are putting this question and answer together um, because all of our inspectors' hearts break when we go into houses and we see things that are neglected. And there's some things that, okay, if they're neglected, it's no big deal. You just fix it when you get to it. But there's others that if it is neglected, then the water damage that's caused can grow and create all sorts of very expensive fixes in replacing of wood or trying to mitigate a mold situation. So there is a science and engineering science on keeping crawl spaces clear of uh, any kind of wood damage from all the moisture that's under there. There's expensive fixes and there's not so expensive fixes. We'll get into that some other time, but this is a good time of year to make sure your crawl space is all sealed up also. It's going to get cold out there one of these days soon, and it might be a little chilly today, but when it gets cold, you're going to have all these critters trying to find places that are a little bit warmer to live. So feel free to check your crawl spaces if you've got a crawl space. Check all the vents. Make sure there's no gaps and holes. Make sure they're screened well. You don't want anything. You don't want anything bigger than the size of a dime. Uh, if it's a quarter, mice will get in there. Dime, maybe. If you have a quarter size, you can get snakes in there. And then, of course, if your screen and grill is gone, then we have seen possum and skunks in crawl spaces. So barricade those up. Make sure they ventilate, unless it's encapsulated crawl space, of course. But we're going to get into that some other call. All right. Well, I'm Richard Smith with Calibre Home Inspections. inspecting homes, protecting dreams. And we will look forward to the next one. Thanks a lot.